Alright, welcome back YouTube. Today we're going to learn how to change your oil in your car or truck using simple hand tools that you can find at home. Everything you're going to need to do this is one jack stands, oil drain pan, set of socket wrenches, oil filter, oil, and your service guide owner's manual. So you're going to do this in 3 easy steps. You're going to drain the oil, drain the oil filter, fill your oil up. You find all this information in your owner's guide manual for the right type of oil and the right type of oil filter. Alright, so now all we have to do is pop the hood. Most time you can find this under your dash, this little symbol. Once you get the hood open, we can identify your engine oil, and that's where you can check your level. And then you can find your oil cap, and that's where we're going to be filling it later. So once you have your car safely on the jack, place your jack stand underneath. Like I said before, you want to lift on a solid area of the frame and lay it on a solid area of the frame. When you're coming down, release the jack slowly. That way the car can balance safely. So once your car is jacked or supported, all you need to do next is put your oil drain pan under the car. And what I like to do is take my oil fill cap off. That way, whenever you do put in oil or you take out oil, it's going to be a faster process because the air will go in. So all you're going to need is one ratchet, one socket. In this case, it's a 13 mil socket. Just put it on top of here and make sure your ratchet is turning left. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, and just break it loose. Sometimes they're a little bit harder to get out than others. That's okay. You can use a breaker bar at that point, or you can use a cheater pipe. Once you get your bolt loose enough, what you're going to do is bring your oil fill pan a little bit closer. What I like to do is grab the oil both itself with my fingers and twist it. I like to keep a little bit of pressure so it holds that oil into there so it doesn't just come flying out when you loosen it a little bit. And once you get it close enough, keep pressure on it and just dump it out. Easy as that. And just let that do its thing for a while. Another note is that when you take out your oil drain bolt, you're gonna have a washer on top, and a lot of people, it's recommended to replace both this bolt and this washer, but also I've reused these plenty of times and I've never had problems. So once your oil starts dribbling out like that, it's fine to go ahead and put your oil drain bolt back in. Once your oil drain bolt's in by hand, go ahead and just clean up your oil drain pan just with a rag or anything you got laying around. And you go ahead and tighten it. Just use your same ratchet that you used to take it off, but you don't want to over tighten it, because what happens when you over tighten is you can snap the head of this off and then you just have threads in here, and then you have to get a whole new oil pan. So be very careful. It doesn't take a lot of force. We're going to be removing the old oil filter. It's really hard to take off by hand, and they sell oil adapter tools that will clamp onto this and act as another like wrench or ratchet to take this off. Most of the time I just take mine off by hand, but if you're having problems, you can run to the parts store and get one of those. Let's get your old oil filter out. Time to put in the new one. As you can see, there's a seal on top. I recommend not putting that in dry like that. What I like to do is take some of your new oil, just put your finger in, just get a little bit, just kind of like put it around that seal, and that's going to help it go on better and seal proper. Now, after that, I would recommend to put a little bit of oil in this through this hole and then install it in the car. But since we're actually installing this sideways, I'm not going to be doing that because I just don't want oil to come all over the ground again. Typically it's better if you have a car that the oil filter goes on the bottom and then you tighten. So to install the oil filter, it's the exact opposite of removing it. So once you get your seal lubed up with oil, you can see how it actually works. This has threads on it, and it will screw right into here. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And what you want to do is just tighten all of this by hand. Even if you do buy the oil filter adapters that remove these, you do not want to put those on with that tool, because what you'll actually do is over torque this and it'll be really hard to get it off later. So you can feel I'm not putting much pressure on it, just turning it by hand, and then you can feel it grab, and then it's really hard to move it right there. So once it gets to that point, you're just gonna put a little bit more muscle into it and turn it just a little bit more, and that way it ensures a proper seal, and the next time you can take it off, it won't be that Once you have your oil filter oil pan drain bolt back in, all you're going to do is come up to the top, and you're going to, like I said, open up your oil cap, put your funnel inside, and then you can just pour the appropriate amount of oil inside of it. So I had to actually measure this. Like I said, refer back to your service owner's manual, and you can see that the right side is measured in quarts, left side is measured in liters. Depending on what your owner's manual says, use that. This is going to take 4.8 liters, so we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, and then almost at the bottom, and then you'll check it. Once you're done pouring your oil through your funnel into your engine, and then you check how much you used in accordance with your service owner's manual guide, you're going to come over here to your engine oil dipstick, and this tells you how full or how pull the stick out, wipe it off, put it back in, pull it out again, and then you'll get an accurate engine oil. And then we can see we're in between our two oil levels. Lower ball is going to be low, and top one is going to be hot. You can also check it on this side, but I prefer to use this side. So that pretty much concludes everything you need to do to change your own oil. And all this only costs $33. It saves a lot of money when you're looking at that in comparison to another shop, and you're asking yourself, okay, so I changed my oil, what do I do with my leftover oil? Just go ahead and take it down to AutoZone or Walmart, and they'll do it for free. All I gotta do is just put it in their waste vat, and they'll just recycle it from there. All right, thanks for tuning in, and look forward to some more videos in the future. Bye.